Reports emerged that the Queen sprained her back prior to the event, forcing her son, Prince Charles, to carry out duties on her behalf. Although the Queen had full intentions of attending the event, the 95-year-old monarch was said to be deeply disappointed at having to take the 11th-hour decision not to lead the nation TMS remembrance of its war dead. A royal aide added, "It is obviously incredibly unfortunate timing, and nobody regrets the Queen TMS absence more than Her Majesty herself. She is deeply disappointed to miss the engagement which she regards as one of the most significant engagements of the year." But yesterday morning, less than 2 hours before she was due to arrive, a spokesman said she had suffered further ill health and could no longer attend. They stressed there was no connection with her recent hospitalisation. The Queen is said to have watched the ceremony live on TV at home in Windsor. Boris Johnson told a Downing Street press conference, "I know that everybody will be wanting to offer their best wishes to Her Majesty the Queen, and I just wanted to reassure everybody by saying that I did see the Queen for an audience last week on Wednesday in Windsor, and she TMS very well." The latest setback has led many in royal circles to believe that when she eventually feels well enough to return to more taxing duties, the Queen is unlikely to be overworked. One royal commentator said, "I firmly believe the public want TMT see her out and about as much. That said, she will still be visible, carrying out less taxing engagements within palace walls." The expert added, "The whole video and virtual engagement development as a result of COVID has given palace aides options they didn't TMT have before. But there will definitely be a change in pace." Another source went further, saying they did not believe the Queen would undertake events such as large-scale investitures again. Palace aides say nothing can be ruled out, and nothing can be ruled in, but concede that some key events such as handing out honours could be scaled back for her, perhaps with smaller sessions or one-on-ones in private. The Queen was not taken to hospital following the sprain to her back, and is continuing to rest at Windsor. It is understood that her doctors told her the pain was not conducive to the drive from Windsor to London and a long period of standing on her feet. The Queen was last seen in public on October 19, when she held a reception at Windsor for business leaders, tech entrepreneurs and governmental representatives. Among those present was Microsoft billionaire Bill Gates. The previous 2 engagements before that had seen the Queen using a walking stick in public for the first time. Royal biographer Penny Junor said missing the Cenotaph event would be a blow for the Queen. She added, "Remembering the war dead is a very, very important part of her annual calendar." The analyst also said, "But clearly she must follow the advice and get herself well. It TMS not surprising because she is 95. She concluded by saying, "We're so used to seeing her out and about and looking years younger than she is that I think we've been lulled into thinking she can go on at this kind of pace forever. Clearly she can't." The Queen has only missed 6 other cenotaph ceremonies during her reign, on 4 occasions when she was on overseas visits. She was not present during the 1959 and 1963 services as she was pregnant with her 2 youngest children. The Queen has missed several other events, including the Festival of Remembrance at the Royal Albert Hall on Saturday evening. She was forced to cancel a 2-day visit to Northern Ireland at the last minute 3 weeks ago after being ordered to rest by doctors following a slew of public engagements. Meghan and Harry spent time with Afghan schoolchildren on Thursday, as they visited Task Force Liberty at the Joint Base Maguire-Dix Lakehurst in New Jersey. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex actively took part in a conversational English class. During their time with the children, they used markers to teach them the words for color and helped the pupils practice their English, listening to them saying sentences such as "nice to meet you." Moreover, Meghan and Harry led a rendition of the song Heads, Shoulders, Knees and Toes. Speaking to the school children, they shared this song is one of their son's favorites as well, a spokesperson for the Sussexes said. Speaking about their day at the base, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's representative also said, they asked staff about common terms in Derry, and left every interaction with children and adults alike saying Tashaku, trademark which means thank you. Archie celebrated his second birthday in May, a month before the couple welcomed their daughter Lilibet Lily Diana. The family of four lives in Montecito, Santa Barbara, where the Sussexes moved during the summer of 2020. This isn't the first time Meghan and Harry share a few details about their son. Harry said, "My son is now over a year and a half, he is hysterical, he TMS got the most amazing personality. He TMS already putting 2-3 words together, he TMS already singing songs. His first word was crocodile trademark, 3 syllables." During the same show, Harry also said his grandmother the Queen has often seen via video call Archie following the Sussexes' relocation to the US and even sent them as a Christmas present for Archie a waffle maker which the top deeply appreciated. In May, during the mental health series he co-created with Oprah Winfrey, The Me You Can't See, he also said, referring to his late mother Princess Diana, "I got a photo of her in his nursery, and it was one of the first words that he said apart from Mama, Papa, it was then Grandma. Grandma Diana. It TMS the sweetest thing, but at the same time, it makes me really sad because she should be here." While at Task Force Liberty, Meghan and Harry also praised the teachers for their tireless efforts in supporting the pupils and reminded them to take care of themselves. The Duke and Duchess also spent time with women who recently arrived at the base. Task Force Liberty is currently home to 10,000 Afghan refugees who fled their homeland in recent months following the return to power of the Taliban in mid-August. They are being provided temporary housing, medical screening and education by the US Department of Defense. Earlier this week, it was reported Meghan and Harry had hosted a lunch for some of the military personnel and their family living at the air base in Burlington County. This visit took place on Remembrance Day, which falls on the same day of Veterans Day in the US, which celebrates all living former service personnel for their effort. A spokesperson for Meghan and Harry said the couple met with members of all 6 branches of the US military during their visit. Their chats, the representative added, were focused on topics close to the Sussexes' heart, mental health and the importance of community. Harry marked this visit saying, "As we honor and reflect on Remembrance Day in the UK, which shares a date with Veterans Day here in the US, my hope is for all of us to continue to support the well-being and recognize the value of our troops, veterans, and the entire military and service family. We and they are better for it." Kate left royal fans moved as she sat down with 98-year-old veteran Colonel Blum and 10-year-old Emily to discuss the importance of remembrance across generations. The Duchess of Cambridge stunned in a dark green ensemble, which she completed by pinning a red remembrance poppy on her lapel. The trio met at the Royal Hospital Chelsea, where Kate learned more about Emily and Colonel Blum, who was also a scout before taking part in World War II. Kate was left visibly saddened when hearing how Colonel Blum lost a friend in conflict just 2 days before the war ended. Asked why remembrance is so important to him, he said, "I have to say I lost a few friends. One in particular I remember, he was killed a day or 2 before the war ended. That I must say affected me quite a bit. You wrote to their families to say how sorry you were to have to tell them about this." Kate asked, "This time of the year, is it lovely for you to reflect on not only the time that you served but also on your friends and loved ones that you sadly lost?" Colonel Blum simply replied, "Yes, very much so." The Duchess, who earlier this year became co-president of the Scout Association, was positively surprised to learn just how much Emily learned about remembrance, the world conflicts and life in Britain during them. Kate said, "Gosh, you have done a huge amount, that's brilliant." Kate, an amateur photographer, then asked to see some of the pictures brought by Colonel Blum. She enthusiastically said, "Colonel, I'd love to see some of these photographs." Colonel Blum went on showing a portrait of himself aged 18 and another with his wife, who sadly died 18 years ago. They then looked at pictures taken during World War II showing the various roles covered by the Scouts to help Britons evacuate and look out for danger. During their chat, Emily poignantly asked, Colonel Blum why he thinks remembering is so important also for children. He replied, "I think they should remember what their parents and their grandparents did, because otherwise it's gone, it's lost." Kate and Colonel Blum were later taught by Emily how to make a red remembrance poppy. Commenting on her handmade poppy, Kate said, "Emily, yours is far more beautiful than mine." Flattered, the 10-year-old replied, "Yours is really nice, Asa. Well,